So as nature would have it, or like land laws would have it, is that I would be, as the mom, would be the one to catch my son watching porn. Like, I don't know how that happens, but every friend that I have has been the one to catch their son watching porn. And it is mortifying. Let me just tell you, like, it it's just not a good look. It just does not feel good. And so the day I caught my son watching porn, actually it's like I didn't catch him, but he had this project he had to do on New Hampshire, and in my probing, because you get all like CSI, like kind of like what on them. It's almost like you're trying to act like you want to know everything, but you really don't want to know anything, but you have to know. So it could be avoided. And so I'm asking him, and he typed in, he was doing a project on New Hampshire, and he types into his tablet, um, in, and then nude comes up. So he picks, dude, let me go ahead and see what nude is all about. And he commences, I guess, to watching porn. And typically his like tablet that we have him is on kid settings, but because the kid settings don't allow you to go on the internet, we have to unlock it, allow him to do it, blah blah blah. And I'm sitting here thinking, as he's doing his project at the table, like he is so like into it, like he is intensely watching his or doing, excuse me, doing his homework. He even said, Mom, you go ahead and drop off my sister at school, because he had the day off school. I'll stay here and I'll do my work on my project. And I'm like, that's my boy, working hard. Little did I know. So this had been day two. I caught him on day two of watching the good stuff. And the reason why I caught him is because his like a pop-up came up with an advertisement. And so I'm like, what are you doing? I'm sitting, mind you, I'm sitting in the living room, and he is no fewer than 25 feet away. Like not even 20. I'm over, I can't even think straight. Like 15 feet away from me in the dining room. And I'm like, what are you doing? And then I look and I'm like, what is going on? He didn't want to hand it to me. I'm like, give it to me. You know where you get that. Give it to me. You know, teeth gritting. Hands it to me. Come to find out, he had been watching porn. And I'm asking, when did you start doing this? He's like, last night. Oh yeah, last night when you were up late working on your project, right? No. And so like instantly, like my heart is like, boom, 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 like how do I handle this system overload? Like I'm frozen, you know, and I can't let it go. And so I I I asked him, like, you know, but when did you start watching this? And I had to sit him down, literally sit at the table and just be like, okay, so what were you watching? And like he's crying because he's like, and I'm like, this is really not the time to cry. And come to find out, you know, he's watching it because he enjoyed watching sex, and like most people who watch porn. And I was just like, why? But why? You're so young. And I realized, you know, this is a natural thing. You know, people come out touching themselves, and I've always told them, you know, if you're gonna touch your penis, you need to go upstairs to your room, any private place, like, because that's where you do that stuff at. I understand, and like this is kind of a natural progression, just not this soon for me. I did have to speak to my husband, like I had to bring him in the picture. And it's funny how men take these things so differently. And he did address, like, you will not go bragging about what you saw, you will not do this, blah blah blah. And my son is just like and I'm like, why are you crying? You caught. And he, you know, he talked about how disgusting it was that he was doing, how he knows he's not mature because he was doing it 15 feet away from his mother. He's like, you know, when you do those things, you do it in private, like true. And I'm like, true, but still. And, you know, my husband handled it great until he got to the point where he was like, okay, now, tell me, you know, what part you like the best? And he's like, and he's like, the sex? He goes, no, 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 no. And you can hear my husband pause when he said the sex. He was like, I was like, I wish I could see his face, because he was actually at work. And I was like, we got to handle this. And so he asked him, he's like, yeah, which part of the woman body you like, what you like the best? He goes, I don't want to say it. He's like, no, tell me, what you like the best? He's like, the booty. He's like, okay. And he pretty much just told him, you know, we will not have this conversation again until you are old enough. And the fact that you're having the conversation as your mother is because you chose not to make it a private thing. If you decide that you want to come to me and talk to me about this, then you can come and talk to me about this. But your maturity level has shown me that you're not ready to have this conversation with me. So we're not talking about this. And if you do have questions, you will come to me and ask me, you know. But it's just going through something like that made me want to I couldn't look at him the same for like a couple days after. Like I couldn't even look at him like he was my baby. Like it was just weird, and it was just like, ooh, like I just kind of had this stank about him. And so when I kind of got over myself and got out of my feelings, I realized that in society today, we expect our kids to be so grown up about so many things. And one thing I always say is that intelligence, because he's a very smart boy, intelligence doesn't beget maturity. And what he did was a very immature thing. So I need to find a way to hold on to those things that he still can appreciate at his age, and really do those things. Like, I stopped snuggling with him for a little bit, and it was like, I need to snuggle with my boy. But it's so weird now because I don't want him looking at me crazy. Like, I don't want him sexualizing me. I don't want the Oedipus complex going on. But it's hard. And if you've ever been through it, I'm sure you're probably saying, yup, it's tough. But I've taken this as an opportunity to really enjoy my son's childhood more so than look forward to him growing up, because after this I'm really not looking forward to it. Like there's conversations I want to have that we're not ready to have, but I'm like, I'm ready. So if you've caught your kid watching porn or doing inappropriate things, at least for their age, like, what did you do? Like, I'm still trying to get through it. Like, I'm still trying to like wrap my mind around the fact that my 8-year-old, let me just go ahead out there, was watching porn. Like, it sucked. So what did you do? How did you do it? Like, I'm still trying to get over it. I think I'm over it, but some days I look at him. So comment below, share it. Like, if you've had a girlfriend or you're a guy who's like, look, it's just natural, share with me, like, help me, because it's not a good look. I would say go hard at this one, but I just can't bring myself to say it considering the topic. But yeah, like, share, let me know. Go to the Ladywood page, like the page. Let's talk about it. Let's grow, raise these citizens together. All right, until next time, see you guys.